Welcome back to Caffeinated Sims. I have my cup of coffee. I hope you have a nice warm beverage. We're getting into the winter here, so it's getting a little chilly out, so coffee is always a great option. You'll see behind me I still have my pet gecko Sparkplug, but he's still sleeping right now. Maybe he'll come back out a little later with a different video. But without further ado, let's jump right into Taylor Swift's Eras Challenge. We are back for the morning with my Taylor Swift sim. She's starving, so I'm going to have her cook some food. And so this is always a nerve-wracking time for me because my sims normally like ignite the stove on fire when they're cooking. They are really bad cooks. I have lost a lot of Sims to stove fires because they not only set the stove on fire, but then they set themselves on fire and then they run around with their arms flailing. And I have so many times said, extinguish yourself, and then I'll like cancel that action and they'll just keep running around uh, on fire. But luckily, Taylor Swift, this sim, didn't set the stove on fire, which I'm pretty impressed with because oh, it's always nerve wracking when they first start cooking because I'm like, you're going to set your house on fire. Then I have to replace the stove, and it costs so many simoleons, and she's already really close on the amount that she has to be able to replace things and then pay bills. She would have to do a lot of like side jobs or go play at the musical theater area to get people to give her some more cash, and then she can get more fame too. So I mean, it's not all bad, but I would still rather her not catch herself on fire if at all possible. So she's back at work, and we have an unknown caller. I haven't had this happen before, so it'll be interesting. It looks like it's Kyle, a old friend that wants to catch up with uh, Taylor, and he also, it seems, wants to stay at her place. I mean, she doesn't have that big of a place, but I suppose he could crash on the couch for a little while. I've had stay over guests before, and sometimes they just never leave. So that's the only thing that really concerns me. But, you know, I'm curious what this Kyle person looks like. Oh, yeah, he brought his luggage. uh, this is interesting. He just walks right in when she's at work. Like, she gave him a key or left her door unlocked, which I mean, I suppose she might have. We have very low friendship with him. Hopefully, this stay over guest is better than other ones I've had. I had one couple come and they like got into like fights every like hour or so at my sim's house, and so it kept making my sim angry, and I was like, you need to stop fighting. And they just, and their kid was there. They came as a child, and then before they left the kid had aged up to teenager. So they were there for a long time, and my sim was like constant moodlet of being angry all the time. So I'm always a little weary about having guests over just because of that experience, and as kind of goes into my other gameplays. But he seems pretty nice, and I told him that he had a help out around the house, so maybe he'll help me clean some of the dishes. But he did leave that one plate unused. Taylor Swift seems to be pretty happy with him, though. So, I mean, we'll get to know him. He's pretty uncomfortable, it looks like. I wonder why he's uncomfortable. Well, we'll get our friendship up with him. Maybe he'll be a fellow musician and a possible love interest because she has to fall in love with a musician and then have two kids. So this could be an option for her. This person wants to come visit us also. Apparently, Taylor Swift's already getting popular. People keep wanting to come hang out with her. Oh, she's cooking again. Oh, yeah, because she just got back from work, so of course she's going to be hungry. We'll see how many times she can cook and if this is the one playthrough that we won't set the kitchen on fire with. Still a little weary about it because my Sims like to set the kitchen on fire and then like to have the fear of fire, which does not go well together because then they won't put the fire out. So that's always fun. I've had that happen, and then they just leave their kids in the house and they run outside and they won't go and save their toddler. That's just toddling around the fire, which is a lot of fun. I did have also, this was really sad, but I also had a playthrough with Sims, and one of my kids invited their friend over, and they had the experimenting table and everything set up, and then that caught on fire, and my Sims kid did not catch on fire, but their friend did. But at that point they had all set the kitchen on fire at some point, so they all had this fear of fire and none of them would save the poor child, and I couldn't tell the child to put themselves out because it wasn't in my household. So needless to say, the Grim Reaper came for that child, and my house was pretty sad for a while. But there wasn't anything I could do. I tried. I really tried, but all my Sims kept canceling the requests I made to them to put the child out. So, I mean, there was that. So, I'm a little weary about friends coming over and using the experimenting table because of that whole traumatic experience for my Sims. We're going to have Taylor also work on the violin because she had a lot of bluegrass at the beginning of her career. And so, acoustic guitar, violin, those kinds of things, I want her to level up in for this generation. And I'm hoping to get to max level for both the guitar and the violin and possibly the piano if I can. Right now, she doesn't have a piano in her house, so there's no point in trying to level that up. But maybe she can start making some more on the side cash through her selling songs and everything with the musical instruments that she has. We want to also get through this musical genius aspiration before the next generation starts coming through. So that's another main goal I have, is that one. And we still need to find her a love interest because she needs to fall in love with a fellow musician. And I'm not sure if Kyle here is a fellow musician or not. I can't quite remember, but she's getting raises, she's getting more simoleons. She hasn't had to pay her bills yet, so we need to keep that in mind because I always, when I say simoleons, I'm like, oh, I can upgrade something. And then right when I upgrade it, then the bills come in and I was like, oh, I just used all the money in upgrading situations and living areas for them. So, I mean, she's getting along with Kyle pretty well, and he's not like being mean towards her or anything. So, I mean, it's a decent stay over guest, I could say. Guess I could say. Except sometimes, I don't know if y'all have this problem, but sometimes when my stay over guests leave, they will also leave their suitcase on the property, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do with the suitcase because my sim won't like put it in their storage or anything, so then I just have a random suitcase sitting around, and that's not ideal for most of the time, but again, you take what you can get sometimes. So we want her to keep leveling up on this guitar thing. I should really have her travel back to that music area so she can start rising to fame also and getting more get some more money and more fame, because I kind of want at least my starter Taylor Swift to be at least a level 3 fame superstar, if not higher. And then as each generation has kids, I will keep getting more fame with those kids as they grow up, which will also help with the different rules for each generation I have to do. So we're going to keep up this guitar thing and see what we can do with it. It takes so long sometimes to level up the different skills that the Sims have. So a lot of times I'll just have them like start playing the guitar and then speed up time so they're playing the guitar for like hours on end, and then it'll be better for them. I had them all lined up very nicely. She won't use the computer because she put the guitar in her way. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know if you guys have the problem, but a lot of times my sim will start walking around and just putting everything in the house in their inventory. And so then I have to take everything back out of their inventory so that other sims in the household can use it, which has been an interesting compilation, I guess you could say, of getting through. Oh, we got a milestone complete. So now we have so much more to do for this aspiration. That's going to be the hard part, is getting the aspiration done, but I'm hoping with the entertainer career, it kind of doubles up with each other so we can get it done faster. She's already made some friends, so that's exciting. Her friends can go and listen to her sing and help her get more famous, I suppose. We're back here because she's not even a level 1 star, so she can't even attempt to go into the other place. So we're just going to, I guess, keep her in this location to the best of my ability and then see if she can get famous through singing at this area. It's kind of a nice place. Sometimes, like when I build, especially if I'm trying to build an actual house and not like a starter home, because my starter homes I never put a ton of effort into because I always know later on I'm going to update it. It's only like to very, very first start the game. And so I don't want to get super attached to it and then have to upgrade it and go through all that issues. So I just do like a square and there's like no roof and a door. And so it gives them more simoleons to work with. And then once they start getting raises and a lot more simoleons from their jobs and their side jobs that I have them do, then I get them a bigger and better house. And then I put more thought into that kind of a house. But my starter homes are always so basic and don't don't get much added to it, I guess you could say. But yeah, so this is the first generation. I'm excited to get through the first generation and into generation 2 and see how that goes. I'm going to have to think up some baby names for the next generation. That's the next question I have. I really do enjoy doing these challenges, so if y'all have any ideas of other challenges I also can do, leave them in the comments below, and I would definitely love to see more different types of challenges. I've this is the first, like I said, this is the first generational challenge that I've done, and then I've done the Three Little Sims a little bit. And so, if you have any other suggestions of challenges that I could start with, let me know, and I will definitely like to give them a shot because these are fun little twists on the Sims games and make them entertaining. And then every playthrough is also different because you have different outcomes and different needs, I guess, you need to meet for the Sims that you have. So I'm excited about this whole challenge that I have here. Also, I don't have all the packs for The Sims yet, so if you have a favorite pack that you use a lot, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I would love to know what your favorite Sims pack is and why. And then I'll look into getting those into my Sims games and my Sims playthrough because I've been curious what people like about the Sims packs and what they don't like and which ones they think are worth getting and which ones they're like, they're fun, but they're not worth the time and the effort and the money to put into the Sims pack. If you know what I mean. So let me know in the comments below and we'll keep going with the Taylor Swift Eras Tour Sims Challenge. And I'm curious, I'm excited to see who Taylor, my Sims Taylor Swift can meet, and how soon we can get this Generation 1 complete, where we can start on the next generation while still playing this one and kind of have two houses going at the same time. All right, that wraps up our coffee and Sims for today. I'll see you all next video when we see what else we can complete with Taylor Swift and the Eras Challenge. I look forward to seeing you all again next video, and then hopefully I'll be able to drink some more of my coffee because I got too engrossed in talking to you all, and I'll have to finish my coffee a little later tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time.